What is the best streaming service? Why Roku? And is commercial-free streaming coming to an end? Hey, it's Michael here. Thanks for watching. And the question that I get most often is actually one of the hardest ones for me to answer. That question is, what is the best streaming service? Just my opinion, but the best overall streaming service right now is HBO Max. And that is because of its high-quality original content. Now, I never had HBO growing up or even before HBO Max, so HBO's deep library is entirely new to me. But in addition to the HBO library, I also like several of the new HBO Max originals that the streaming service has launched. So if you've got Netflix and maybe you're running out of things on your watch list, HBO Max is one that I would seriously consider signing up for. And HBO Max is also a service I'm watching closely because of some changes ahead. HBO Max and Discovery Plus will be combined into a single service in the not too distant future. That's according to a Warner Brothers Discovery executive, and you know I'll be following what that looks like and how much it's gonna cost. All right, HBO Max best overall, but what if you want live TV, or what if you don't want to pay for streaming services at all? Let's talk about your options in those two categories. For live TV, YouTube TV remains my favorite pick of the premium services for its channel lineup, unlimited DVR, and user experience. Some alternatives include Hulu Live and DirecTV Stream. I've got a comparison video you can check out next. I don't talk about Sling TV all that much, but I do still like it for people who can pick up their locals with an antenna, mostly because of the cost savings. Sling TV's starting price is a whole lot lower than YouTube TV and those other services. From most expensive to least expensive, the free ad-supported streaming services are becoming a whole lot more competitive. Pluto TV has traditionally been my favorite, and I'd say it is still the first free app that I would download for a mix of live TV and on-demand content. But in the past few months or so, I've found myself streaming the Roku channel a whole lot more. And that is mainly due to the Roku channel's original content, which I think is really going to help that service stand out from the other free competitors as time goes on. I've got some of your questions on my phone, so if I'm looking down, I'm checking out the questions, and I've got a few more about streaming services before we touch on devices. First, what would be a good bundle of services? Now, the answer to this really depends on what you watch in your household and whether you need a live TV streaming service with cable channels, but I've come up with kind of a restaurant-style menu to help you pick streaming services and stay on budget. There are three parts to help you pick three services. First, the appetizer, and this is where I would choose at least one free streaming service like Pluto TV, the Roku channel, and Tubi. Don't just download it and forget about it. Spend at least 15 minutes going through the library to create a watch list. Next, pick your entree. If you want a live TV streaming service like YouTube TV, this is going to be your main course. And as expected, the most expensive thing on the menu. Don't need live TV? Well, there are other entrees, but they're cheaper, and they include on-demand services with original programming and deep libraries. I'm talking primarily about Netflix, HBO Max, and the Disney bundle. Finally, can't forget about dessert, but not everyone is going to have room in the budget for dessert. If you do, it could include maybe one of the more affordable Plus services, Discovery Plus, Paramount Plus, or Apple TV Plus, for example. You probably noticed the price difference with these services. Those premium live TV services are really expensive, so dropping them even for part of the year can save you hundreds of dollars. And that brings me to the next question. Why is it so difficult to find a good live TV streaming service like YouTube TV at a cheaper price? Great question, and there is a three-part answer: live sports, cable news, and local stations. Those three things make up the majority of your pay TV bill, whether you've got cable, satellite, or one of the live TV streaming services that I talk about on this channel. When you strip out all those things, you get an affordable service like Philo. It's $25 a month and focuses on entertainment programming, but it leaves out sports, cable news, and locals. Just listen here to what Philo CEO Andrew McCollum told me recently.
If you're a traditional cable subscriber, you're probably paying around $15 or more every month just for the channel ESPN alone. So if you don't watch ESPN, you're paying $180 a year for a channel that you're never watching.
And unfortunately, because of the way the pay TV bundle works, there's no way to pick and choose only the networks that you want. So you're always going to be paying for some channels that you don't even watch. Let's keep it moving to the next question, and this one is, what streaming services provide the East Coast feeds of cable networks? Now, I lived on the West Coast for about a year, so I've got some experience with this, and from what I can remember, Sling TV had the East Coast feeds even if you live on the West Coast. DirecTV Stream, I believe, also provided those East Coast feeds, but even if you are able to get East Coast feeds, know that it is for select networks only. Not all networks provide an East Coast feed. Now to a question about YouTube TV from someone who wants to know if you can stream outside of your home. And the answer is yes, from a web browser or the YouTube TV mobile app. This is what the YouTube TV mobile app looks like. I can tell you from personal experience that I like to go on walks in my neighborhood and I have YouTube TV playing in the background. It works out really well because I've got truly unlimited data with my phone plan. I am with Visible. If you've checked out my cord cutting tutorial, maybe you've seen me hold up a Roku remote and you may be wondering, why Roku? It's a question that I get all the time. For me, it just comes down to Roku's simple navigation. The left side of the Roku home screen features a number of menus, while your apps are on the right side of the screen. There is only one ad, and that is to the right of the thumbnails for all of your apps. I just find that Roku is easier to navigate, especially for first-time streamers, but you may notice something missing compared to other devices. With Roku, you will not find content recommendations here on the home screen. Fortunately, Roku has added a What to Watch shortcut, and when you click on that, you'll get recommendations for various shows, movies, live TV, across multiple apps, not just the free Roku channel, something else I like about the service. And although I prefer Roku devices, I do test other devices, a lot of them in fact, and off to the side of the camera, I've got a bin full of some of the devices that I've tried out. Fire TV Stick, I've got a Google Chromecast here, other brands too. All these devices I pay for myself. I don't accept any handouts for the devices that I test out and then review on the channel. Here is another frequent question that I get from viewers. Do I need a streaming device for each TV set in my home? And my answer is probably yes. Here's an example. I'm recording this video from my office, so I could unplug the Roku that I've got hooked up here and take the remote into another room, hook it up to that TV, and it would work. But if I ever wanted to watch this TV in my office and also the one in the living room at the same time, well, I would want to have two devices, in my case, Rokus. The person who asked this question has 5 TV sets, so I would recommend that they start with one streaming device, a Roku or something else, and see how they like it before purchasing the other 4. I did some research and right now the Roku Express 4K Plus is on sale for $30. I have that device and I like it if you're just getting started with streaming. Then let's say the Roku Express 4K Plus works out, you can buy the other 4. But you don't necessarily have to buy 4 more Roku Express 4K Plus devices. Some people prefer a more premium device like the $100 Roku Ultra for their main TV. By the way, the Roku Ultra does go on sale from time to time. I picked one up for around $70. And just to be clear, you don't have to stick with one brand for all of your TV sets. You can be like me and have devices from multiple brands, Roku, Amazon, Google, and others. Next up is a really good one. This is a question about the future of streaming TV as more services are launching plans with commercials. And the question is, have we reached the end of the commercial-free era of streaming? Those of us who use this option, it's great. However, it is not great for services' bottom line. With Netflix and Disney working on commercial light options, it seems the end is here. It's a fair question and a topic that I touched on in a recent video about Netflix's rollout of an ad-supported option. And since that video, there has been new reporting that says Netflix's plan with ads may come sooner than first thought, even before the end of 2022. The most important thing to know is that Netflix's ad-supported plan will be optional. There are still going to be commercial-free plans on Netflix. I like the addition of these plans because it makes streaming affordable to people who otherwise may not be able to sign up. And it's true that the ad-supported plans are more profitable for the streaming companies. At this point, Netflix and its competitors are so focused on increasing the number of subscribers that I think it is very unlikely that they would get rid of a commercial-free option, because that would just chase away the premium subscribers ones who are willing to pay the most for the service. HBO Max is one of the services that already offers ad-free and ad-supported plans. You can see the price difference on your screen now. There's a big savings when you opt for plans with ads. So if you're someone who cannot stand ads, just know that it's going to cost you more now and in the future to stream without ads. Now I want to answer a question that I have never really addressed on this channel, but it's an important one. What is the best way to pay for streaming services? When you go to sign up for a streaming service, you can most likely pay with any major credit or debit card, perhaps PayPal or Venmo, and some services will even let you pay with a gift card. Most of the time, I prefer to pay with a credit card. Blue Cash Preferred from American Express gives you 6% back on streaming services, plus 6% back on groceries and 3% back on gas, an overall great credit card for several major expense categories. But not everyone likes to use credit cards, so for debit, I like Discover Bank because it charges no fees for a low balance. You can also earn 1% cash back on your debit card purchases. I'm a longtime customer of Discover Bank and I like it as either a primary or a secondary checking account. Let me explain. For those who are nervous about sharing their debit card online, you could open a second checking account only for online purchases. Then just keep a small balance, a few $100s maybe, in that account. That way, if something goes wrong and money goes missing from your account, you've got to file a dispute, you've always got your primary checking account, and that has been untouched. When I don't pay with a credit card, I sometimes use a gift card. Only some services allow this. I like to upload grocery receipts to the Fetch Rewards app to earn free gift cards. Hulu and Amazon are my favorite gift cards to redeem. Find a link below. You can download the app and enter code Michael for a welcome bonus. Listen, if you've got a streaming question that I did not get to today, leave it down below in the comments and I'll try to answer it there. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Hope to see you back in my next video. Take care.